In her first interview, she told our Steve Steger she wants to see what happened leading up to the shooting and what happened in the moments after.
I feel like it's the last little bit I can hold on to.
That heart around Andres Lewis's neck is made from the remains of a man she misses deeply.
He was a great husband, father, brother, son.
250 Gemstones culture represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. We are more than journalism. We are a revolution. Come on, let's kick this door down and let everybody know we up in here. Welcome to the 250 Gemstones News TV channel. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. I'm your host, Michael T. Porter, and I'm bringing the news to your ass like none other. But before I begin, you gotta hit that like button, subscribe button, and share button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Also, check out my Spotify podcast, the 250 Gemstones Culture Podcast. Link is in the description. If you like to support the channel, y'all already know how I feel about my chiseling. Cash App, $ Michael US. Yo, watch the whole video. We need to talk. We definitely need to talk. Cop, don't know if he's racist, but I'm leaning towards he's racist. He hate our black ass skin. Shoots an unarmed man out there, Kylan Lewis, out there in Aurora, Colorado. Unarmed black man who was compliant with the officer's commands and demands. How did this happen? Follow the rules and you still get your black ass shot. I got a couple of videos I want to play for y'all. Heartbreaking, absolutely sad. It's absolutely atrocious. Just to hearing from the families and how much they love this man, hearing from his wife, hearing from relatives that cared about him deeply. He's gone. It makes you really think about how fragile life is. It can be lost in an instance. I'll meet y'all on the other side to give you my opinion. Let's go.
Was the moment Aurora police officer Michael Deek camera footage shows the moment Aurora police officer Michael Deek saw and shot 37-year-old Kylan Lewis May 23rd. The split-second decision forced a family into grief.
Officer Deek, your reckless decision stole the very essence of our family.
Lewis was a son, brother, father to two, and husband of 8 years to Andres Lewis.
They took Kylan from me. And everyone who loved him. For no reason.
Lewis's family and their attorneys responded to the edited video from Aurora Police in a press conference.
The Aurora Police Department is family.
Ed Hopkins says he's tired of black men dying at the hands of police.
They shot a man. Hands up. Phone in his hand. The phone got him killed in Aurora.
Police say Lewis was under surveillance as a suspect of an attempted homicide near 48th Avenue and Colorado Boulevard in Denver, May 5th. The body camera video shows 3 officers approached Lewis, including Michael Deek. While going down to kneel, Lewis's hand goes behind his back and he pulls out a cell phone. Deek fires 1 shot. Lewis cries out.
A desperate plea engraved in my heart forever. A haunting reminder of the fear that grips our black community in Aurora.
The video ends after that. The family says justice for them includes prosecuting Officer Deek and using Kylan's memory to promote what they described as a safer and more unbiased Aurora.
We, as the people, demand proof and not empty promises. That black people's lives truly matter in Aurora and all over this world.
We've reached out to APD for the unedited body camera footage. They shared longer clips, but we're still looking for more raw video. The Lewis family attorneys say they have also not received all the footage and have requested for more as well. They say Aurora police are hiding, quote, the worst parts of the interaction, and the family deserves an accurate understanding of why Kylan was shot. In the newsroom, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Who would want to see the act of violence that takes their loved one's life? Andres Lewis wants to see what happened when Aurora police shot her husband, Kylan Lewis, while he was on his knees. She says Aurora police haven't showed her the full body camera video. In her first interview, she told our Steve Steger she wants to see what happened leading up to the shooting and what happened in the moments after.
I feel like it's the last little bit I can hold on to.
That heart around Andres Lewis's neck is made from the remains of a man she misses deeply.
He was a great husband, father, brother, son, uncle. He was a helping person.
Andres was with her husband, Kylan, on May 23rd when he dropped her off to go hang out with a friend.
The last thing he said was, "I love you." I never thought this would ever happen to me. I never thought I would lose my husband to the police.
Around 11:30 that morning, Kylan Lewis was stormed by an Aurora police SWAT team in unmarked trucks with a warrant. 7 seconds after those cops rush out of their trucks, Lewis was on the ground, bleeding from a gunshot wound to the stomach.
He started screaming, "I ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing." He said it 3 times. He's backing up because he turned around and he sees 4 cops with guns in his face. So, of course, naturally, he got a little shook up, and he has his phone in his hand, and he puts his hands up, and he starts going down towards his knees. Like you can see, he starts complying.
Lewis took several steps and placed his right hand behind his back.
Aurora Police Chief Heather Morris says Officer Michael Deek saw an object in Lewis's hand and fired 1 shot. He died 3 days later in the hospital.
I did not see a justifiable shooting by a highly experienced, heavily armored, heavily trained SWAT team officer from the Aurora Police Department.
Lewis's attorney, Ed Hopkins, says Kylan was doing what he was told. His hands in the air, beginning to kneel to the ground, not pointing that phone in his hand at anyone.
I'm about as confident as anybody else who's had a gun pointed to their face that he couldn't have done anything better.
And both Hopkins and his client have questions about the portions of the video that haven't been released yet, especially the moments after, when the chief says officers rushed to help Kylan.
We think with a wound like that, if you have competent medical people there, you can save that man's life.
But the biggest question on this widow's mind is, will she see justice?
This officer just killed somebody. And, okay, let me take his gun and his badge. Probably watching me on TV with your feet kicked up. Paid. His rent is paid. He's eating. He's talking to his family. He's talking to his wife and kids, probably. Kylan can never do that. And you guys need to feel my pain.
Spokesman for APD disputed one claim here and told us late this afternoon that the family was given the opportunity to view the video of the life-saving measures, but declined to watch it. They say the law only requires them to release video depicting the death, and that any other unedited video will be released when it can be during the investigation. The 18th Judicial District DA is investigating the shooting, and Aurora PD says there's also an ongoing internal affairs investigation. Officer Michael Deek is on paid administrative leave as all of that is going on, Kyle.
I think this case just speaks to the fact that anybody can have an interaction with law enforcement. And I think people think if I just do what they tell me to, it's going to be okay. And what you see appears to be a man doing exactly what he was told.
It's a tough situation because you think about you all of a sudden have all these people surrounding you and kind of yelling at you, giving you what sounds like different commands. One officer we hear saying hands, hands, hands. The other officer saying on the ground, on the ground, on the ground, trying to do all of those things together. And it ends up like this.
All right. Thank you for continuing to follow this, Steve. Appreciate it.
Would y'all like my opinion? Would y'all like some of this 250 Gemstones news commentary? Well, of course you do. That's why your ass is here. The cop should have lost his job. If you can't figure out the difference between a phone and a gun, you need to get off the force. Here's why. Everybody has a phone in their freaking hand. What do y'all think? Do y'all think out of 100 people that the police pull over, do you think how many people think you have a phone in their hand or near a phone? 100% of them. Everybody around here, kids all the way up to mama and peepaw, got a phone in their hand or may have some keys in their hand. The world's moving so fast. You know, everybody got something in their hand. Audio device, some type of MP3, maybe a music player, or a phone, keys. He's by his car Typically, especially if you're in a residential area, you see somebody buy a car, he's usually going to have a pair of keys and a phone. You're going to be juggling something. Moms, especially soccer moms, they're going to be juggling a whole bunch of things in their hand, and this dumbass officer didn't compute that in his brain. His ass needs to be locked up. Get him on out of here, because on the video, he dropped to his knees and he was still shot. Hands in the air. Dropped to his knees and he still gets shot because it's a scumbag officer and his ass needs to go. Murder was on his mind. Like I said, there's a lot of these people on the force who are corrupt, they're crooked, and they're murderers. And like the wife said, he's going home to his family, while my husband, we got to figure out the funeral arrangements. He in the dirt, gone, never to be seen again. Can't hold him, can't kiss him, can't hear his voice. Her husband is gone. And he's on a paid leave. They getting paid to murder black folk. Getting paid to murder black folk. Most officers are trash. That's my opinion. Most governments are, well, all governments are trash, but most police officers are trash, and that's just what it is. Even if they're not indulging in the racism, even if they're not indulging in wrongful, unlawful arrest, even if they're not indulged in stealing. I just did a story about how that officer stole some money. They steal, they'll kill. They are the thugs. They are the gang. So even if they're not physically doing it themselves, they know who the dirty cops are. And by them not saying nothing, keeping their mouth shut, they're just as guilty. They want black folks in the community to throw our people in jail, which we should. A lot of these niggas need to go. But what I'm saying is, practice what you preach. If you want the black community to help solve crime and point out who's doing what, how come the police officers are not pointing out who's doing what? Because y'all can't sit there and tell me this is his first time doing something shady. The U.S. Airmen, I covered that story. That guy in Charlotte, Henry Chapman, the cop that stole that man's money and then lied about it, his ass got caught on tape. And now this fool, case after case after case of these scumbags in uniforms doing people dirty, especially black men. Black women too, they doing our black women so dirty. These people, you don't know if these people are alcoholics, you don't know if these people are on drugs, you don't know if these people are abused, they beat on their children, beat on their, a lot of them beating on their girlfriend. I covered a story about that too. So I know what I'm talking about just off the stories of my personal life experience. Most of my assholes, they think they run the world because they got that funky ass badge and that gun. Tell them to take off the badge. Exercise your rights. Look how infuriated they get. Look how pissed off they get when you exercise your right. When you talk back to them like a goddamn man. When you let them know you willing to die right now, you willing to take some life too. Oh, then shit didn't got real, right? Most cops are cowards. For this main reason, how do you commit crimes? You're supposed to be out there stopping crime, but you out there doing your dirt, and then when shit gets thick, you know the law is going to protect you, and you hide behind the badge. When meanwhile, well, real niggas out in the streets, we have to pay the piper. They're not strong enough to fulfill their jail sentence, their prison sentences. They hide behind the badge. This is why this jackass is not in jail right now. This is why Kylan Lewis's wife is fighting so hard to get some justice. She wants his ass in jail. This officer killed. And those of you out there, are making all these excuses for an officer. How are you still on the force and you can't differentiate a goddamn phone from a gun? Get your ass off the force. And he's getting paid. You understand what I'm saying? This is why she's fighting so hard to make sure he's served some time. His ass needs to go. You're too damn dumb, you're too damn slow, you're too damn stupid, and you don't know what's going on. You have a rifle. You have all these cops, and then there's 4 of them. You got all these people coming at you, and then he complied. So not only you can't differentiate a phone from a gun, this alleged suspect complied, and you still shoot him. You're not fit to do the job. Highly trained, heavily armed, and don't know what the hell they doing. He's ready to kill something. And once he hurt a black man, he was definitely ready to put his ass in the dirt. Y'all flood my comments. What do y'all think about this scumbag cop killing an unarmed black man, even when he was compliant with their demands? 250 Capital G News. I'm gone.